let's see how we're doing. You want to pull us up and see if we're good. And then you want to be careful not to look. We had to be looking at the old one. Oh, I think we're good. Look at that. I see everybody on the YouTubes. Yeah, we are. I hear myself. Sweet. So we're let me get us on. Cool. Oh. Yeah, you can. Sweet. I think we are good to go. Look at that. You guys look good. Sweet. All right. So, I can pin myself, right? Unmute. I'm going to pin myself.
Everybody on the internet can hear you.
I know. All right. We are live to the world once again this week. Welcome, everyone. Welcome all of our amazing artists. Welcome our huge audience of millions on YouTube that I know are tuning in again from last week. We had such an awesome, humongous audience and a very interactive audience. So we encourage the comments again, like last week. So, thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. I'm Michael Herman. This is Outer Loop TV, and this is our second live episode of Talk Hard. I'm coming to you live from DeKalb, Illinois, bustling downtown DeKalb, Illinois, in the Chicagoland area, we like to say, so that we get associated with Chicago in some way. We have folks coming in tonight. Just like last week, we're all over the country. We have Maine represented. We have New York City represented. Brooklyn, Kansas City, right, Emily? Kansas City represented. Yeah, so we're coming in from all over the country again, which is what's really cool about doing this. So, for those who don't know or weren't with us last week, the Outer Loop Theater Experience is a theater company that Rachel and I run together. We've done so for close to 10 years, and Talk Hard is a salon, a workshop salon that we started in 2015 in New York City. And we have a few veterans with us tonight. We have Sergio is like a way back veteran tonight, and Maddie Smith. So we started it in New York as an opportunity for artists to workshop new material. Comics, to try out new set material, writers, actors, filmmakers, musicians to try out new songs. Because you work on that piece in your studio, in your apartment, and then how do I get it in front of an audience? So we set these up. We were doing them monthly, one in Brooklyn and one in Manhattan, every month for a couple of years. And we would, get a room in a bar in one of the boroughs and bring a group together. And it was a nice, supportive environment for artists to share their work, get some feedback, network, stuff like that. And it went really well. And then we left New York, so it kind of went away. And now we find ourselves in this interesting situation right now where, in a cool way, Talk Hard makes its return and actually is able to not only bring together artists from a much bigger region all at the same time, but perhaps even reach a much wider audience, which is super cool. So this is our second week. I did want to say something that before we get started. That I don't know how everyone's feeling generally right now. I did want to make mention, because it has a lot to do with why we decided to do Talk Hard again this way. I know for me, I had a really, really hard week this week. The first couple weeks of the whole virus situation and the stay-at-home stuff wasn't too bad. I got used to it after a few days. It just wasn't bad. I got some projects. I figured it out. I'm Zooming with people, and everything was okay for those first few weeks. And this week, I will not lie, was really hard. I had a few days that were probably some of the hardest days for me that I've had in a long time. And I wonder if that's the same for everyone. I wonder how everyone else is feeling. Is it that kind of like that time of this situation where we were like going a little batty? But I know it was for me, and really up until yesterday, really. And the thing I bring that up because the thing that got me out of it was knowing we were doing this tonight, right? Was knowing we were all going to get together and we were going to laugh together. We were going to hear some cool film, some scenes from a film. We were going to hear some original drama. We were going to hear a monologue that we're familiar with. We were going to just, share in some music, some art, and connect with each other. And I think I know for a fact that it really pulled me out of the funk I was in knowing we were doing this tonight. So I'm grateful for all of you for wanting to participate again, those who are back at it, and those who are new, as well as everyone watching, because it definitely helped me get out of the funk that I was in. And then the last thing I want to say about that, which relates to it, is we're currently working on another project, a much bigger project. More details coming soon. But while I was doing some research and working on this upcoming project that we're calling Evolve at the moment, I came across something that Toni Morrison had written in 2015 in response to the divisive times leading up to the 2016 election. And it feels just as relevant, if not more so, right now. And then the interesting thing is I came across this quote a few weeks ago, and then while I was in my funk over the last couple days, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I watched on Netflix I watched Dave Chappelle get the Mark Twain Prize at the Kennedy Center. I see some heads nodding, which was amazing on so many levels, right? So I see Sergio nodding. If you haven't seen this yet, please, like after this, just go right to that and watch that. But the Mark Twain Prize, if you don't know, is the nation's highest honor in humor, and it was given at the Kennedy Center to Dave Chappelle, and a lot of amazing artists there to kind of talk about his life and his work. And actually, interestingly enough, Lorne Michaels, who, as you probably know, is the producer for Saturday Night Live, he also pulled this same quote, a piece of this quote. I have kind of the longer one, and he pulled the same one, which made me feel good that kind of, as artists, this is something that's speaking to us. She said, "This is precisely the time when artists go to work. There is no time for despair, no place for self-pity, no need for silence, no room for fear. We speak, we write, we do language. This is how civilizations heal. I know the world is bruised and bleeding, and though it is important not to ignore its pain, it's also critical to refuse to succumb to its malevolence. Like failure, chaos contains information that can lead to knowledge, even wisdom, like art." So I felt like that was super appropriate right now. I mean, it's super appropriate anytime, and she's a genius. So yeah, with that, I thought that was like a good way for us to get started. We have 6 amazing performances tonight. We're probably going to run about an hour in total. Everyone on YouTube, drop those comments. We loved them last week, and it's we shout them out to the
Your
performers.
mom's here.
Oh, my mom's there, of course, because she's always there. And we appreciate that. Everyone's mom's there. I'm sure Miles' grandmother's there again if Maddie didn't scare her away. But Maddie's back again this week, so that could happen again. So we're going to jump right in and be treated to some laughs from, if you were with us last week, you had the good fortune of being entertained by this gentleman. So we're going to jump right in, right down the road here in DeKalb to Miles Potter. And Miles, I'm gonna pin you up there. There he is. Welcome, Miles.
All right. Hello. Shake hands. There's no one there. Great. Here is my microphone. I showed this last week. It is not plugged in anything, so it's just for me to have here and for this to feel more comfortable. Okay. I want to talk about my space quickly. I got this. It's just a sheet on the wall for a self-tape thing, so that don't mind that. I brushed my teeth right before this, so if you happen to find a little maybe hit the light right there's a little dribble. Just so you know what may or may not be there. You can't really do crowd work like this, but I thought I'd open my window and see. Damn, it looks beautiful out there. nothing going on. Okay. All right. We'll start with the first joke. One of two things need to happen. Either I need to chill out, or Chipotle needs to double wrap my burrito. Okay. I thought of that today because it happened. All right. Sometimes I get worried that I'm a sociopath, and I feel really bad, which means I'm not a sociopath. So, but some people are. They're out there. Sociopaths are out there, and they fascinate me. So, and they have to go through their lives like normal people. So, they're just robots going through the world, and they're like, oh, what do I do to seem normal? I have to date. So these people are out there dating, and I'll work on more. But I imagined one pickup line is a nightmare. But here's a sociopath pickup line. Hey, girl, I can tell that you're the whole package. Kill, marry, and fuck. In that order.
Oh man.
All right, that was maybe too much. Okay. I know I'm not breaking ground with this joke, but let's all pretend it's 2010, so this feels fresh. You guys know about this autocorrect thing? You guys know about autocorrect? I use autocorrect. I have a lot of money, so I have a phone. I type you type Dave, and the phone's like have. You meant have. I know you meant have. I'm like, all right. I write talk. It's like y'all. I know you meant y'all. All right, fuck, and God forbid it's like duck. I know you meant duck.
Absolutely.
Duck. And it correct, like I'll backspace it all the way, and then I'll rewrite it, and it'll correct me again, like it's fighting with me. It's like, no, you meant duck. I know you meant duck. I know the context better than you. You meant duck. All right, we're back to 2020. This one might hurt a little considering what's going on in the world, but here goes. I'm often worried that I might die alone. Not like in the long run, but like soon. I'll be dead. I'll be dead in my apartment for like a week. Friends will come check on me. They'll find me dead. Call the cops. Police are there. Everyone's in my apartment. My friends are like, "Oh man, he must have been like this for a while. The dishes look gross." And the cops are like, "No, actually we tested that, and those dishes were like that before he died."
Oh.
My friends are like, "Oh, well, the place is a mess, so there must have been a struggle." Cops like, "No, actually, we tested everything, and literally nothing has moved in over 2 months, and he died yesterday." I talked about The Rock last week, and he's upsetting me so much. I need to talk about it again. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, as some of you may know him, The Rock is the most successful comedic actor of our generation, which is so upsetting.
I'll call you later.
He said that he wants Will Smith's career, which is fine. Will Smith is great. I want The Rock's career. He gets these roles like the veterinarian who used to be a Navy SEAL, the best friend next door that used to be a Navy SEAL, the Navy SEAL who used to fucking kill a guy. I'm aware that he was never a Navy SEAL, but how else do you explain this huge man working at a petting zoo? I mean, I'm 5'9", 180 pounds. I'd have to wear an 8-inch hat, wearing 80 pounds, weighing 80 pounds, stand out in the sun all day, shave my head, and generally be able to intimidate you before you think, that guy might be a Navy SEAL. All right, last thing, with all this stuff going on, you know where to go. You go to, for the coronavirus, you go to cdc.gov. That is where I went when I got all the information. Where did I also go? I went to corona.com, the beer. You know what it says there? Last week I was able to say nothing, but since I have gone back, honestly I like that away. It made the joke way easier. But now it says we're donating $1 million to the Restaurant Employee Relief Fund, which is great. My voice has been heard. They're taking my advice. They're watching.
Watching. They are watching.
The advice of a stay-at-home comedian. Thank you.
We have a wide reach.
The smart thing would be for me to let this joke go, but I already have not done that. So, but I think the specific thing that they have not heard me on, which they will now, is They've yet to comment on the intense likeness of the name the virus has to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and this is where we go to the previous joke, at least give a statement. I mean, this is a PR nightmare. Or it can be the greatest thing to happen to Corona since Lyme. If the person in charge of Wendy's Twitter was in charge of Corona would be the new water.
That's right.
They haven't said anything since early March. On their website, they're trying to sell you beach gear. The economy is down, dudes. Sell us your beer. It's 2020. We have the census this year, which means Corona can find out every household that has someone over the age of 21. Send a six pack of Coronas to 1,000 households. $9,000. Corona can afford it. Alcohol's recession-proof. People will lose their minds. I mean, you can turn it into a hashtag. It'll be a huge thing. Hashtag Corona for Corona. Hashtag found my beach at home. Hashtag 6 Coronas apart. Hashtag self-isolation found my beach destination. And hashtag finally drinking alone is responsible.
Yes.
They have zero idea what's going on.
Woo! That was awesome, Miles. Oh, sweet. Can find Miles on Venmo, and what is that? At Twitter is the top thing? Yeah. Is the top thing Twitter?
Yeah, it's Twitter. It's
Oh,
like
sweet.
you
I
read
couldn't
that.
tell if that was a bird. Sweet. Thanks, man. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Woo! That's funny shit, man. You are a funny motherfucker. Sweet. So that was Miles. Cool. So awesome. We are gonna keep the comedy vibe going with a talk hard first timer this week, but she comes highly recommended from someone that we had on last week, who we trust her opinion very much. So we feel good. Emily Lenza, who is coming from, I believe, Kansas City, which is really cool. Which it's nice to have someone in our time zone. Because we haven't had here. And here is Emily. Hey there.
Woo.
You are on, Emily. Welcome.
Awesome. Hello, how we doing tonight?
Woo!
Woo.
That's good. Oh wait, I need to grab my microphone. I saw a lot of people using microphones last week. Miles, I saw you use the microphone, and this was all I had on short notice. I just need to point out that I did get this at a rowdy screening of the Cats musical.
Oh, no.
And they gave us each one of these, and I felt like the world needed to know that I didn't go out and buy this. This was a party favor at a showing of Cats. Yes,
That's awesome.
which I saw twice in theaters and am currently watching tonight on Amazon. So I'm very excited. So it's so strange to be doing comedy from my couch. That's where I'm coming from right now. This is my dream come true. I have social anxiety, so this is really, really exciting. I get the irony that I'm a comedian that has social anxiety. I get it every time I'm on stage. Yes, it's really, really exciting. And I know, did everybody kind of like prep for quarantine?
No.
Did everybody prep for it and get like a bunch of specific things at the grocery store? I don't know what it is about the people in the Midwest, but everyone here went crazy. It's a little bit sad because people would stock up like weeks before this was happening, and good for them. But I think they stocked up on the wrong things, and I know I stocked up on the wrong things because everyone else stocked up on toilet paper, and water, and bought out all of the local Walmart's stock of most everything. But I had a different approach. I stocked up on microwave popcorn. I got 48 bags of that. I think I have 40 yogurts in my fridge. And I also went to Taco Bell and spent like $30 on burritos and just put them in my freezer. Because I knew that Taco Bell was going to be one of those things that I would miss, and I was getting really stressed out because I was like, I don't think I can go several weeks without Taco Bell. And there's one right down the street from my apartment, and they know me. They know that I'm going to come in and have a very specific order, and I can always hear the disdain in their voice. I can always hear it, and they're like, oh, this bitch again. Second time today. And I'm like, okay, I get it. We all know I'm depressed and I'm here, okay? But it's fine. So my freezer is mostly full of Taco Bell right now, which is embarrassing. And I have an entire drawer in my kitchen devoted to Taco Bell sauce packets. So when I run out of the burritos, I can put that on other food and make my brain think that I'm eating Taco Bell. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sometimes I like to go to Taco Bell to feel things because heartburn and love kind of feel the same. So sometimes when I'm lonely, gotta go to Taco Bell. You know, in quarantine, I actually thought I actually had the misconception that even though coronavirus is very, very stressful, I kind of thought that one stress that I would kind of not have to worry about would be dating. You would think that that is one stress that the virus would eliminate, but no, the fuckboys are really out here. They're out here in full force, and I get it, we're all lonely, we're all thirsty. Now when I have Zoom calls and people want to see my apartment, I'm like, that's where I masturbated, a good time over there. Don't do that over there. I eat there, but I mean, you know. So I mean, I get it. We're all thirsty, but I'm confused as to men who are like, hey, I'd like to take you on a date, and I'm like, where? The internet? Are we gonna Zoom call a date? Like, what are we gonna do? And it's weird because I had someone be like, well, maybe this will turn into a relationship. What? No, not right now. That's not what we're focused on right now. This is the first time I've showered in like 5 days. Like, I don't want a relationship. And what's great about it is if they had seen me earlier today before I showered in a matching, like, I wore a sweatshirt and pants for like 5 days that were like this color, the color of my couch. So I really did become one with my couch. And so I don't get the appeal of that. I don't get men sliding into my DMs right now. But I am, I am excited. I'm single. That's exciting. I'm bisexual. Fun fact. My sexuality is men, unfortunately, most of the time, and some of the time, and literally always plucking the chin hair out of my chin. One singular dark chin hair that is more satisfying than any man or woman I've ever been with. Something about it is just like, oh, yeah. And it's a sensation that I don't need anybody else for. All I need is a pair of tweezers. It's a fast one. It's great. Get it out of the day. Get it out of the way. But I'm excited to get back out there. I might try Tinder again. But if I do try Tinder again, something that I think I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to trade in my car first. I drive a sedan, a very small sedan, and I think I need to get a pickup truck because I think it works for both men and women. Because with women, you roll up and you're like, she's definitely into women. She's in a pickup truck. But with men, it's nice because I have this feeling that I can roll up in a pickup truck and immediately assert my dominance and immediately be like, I have the bigger dick here. And if they don't believe me, I can whip it out and suction it to the dash. So I just feel like that would be a necessary thing for me to get out and do. And I'm not excited for it. I mean, I as I told you before, this is the first time I've showered in quite a few days. I'm wearing a dress instead of pants for the first time in probably like a month and a half. I started the sweatpants craze before quarantine started. I was on top of it. But I'm really, really excited to wear a dress because I feel fancy. And also I kind of felt like I needed to get some breeze up there, get some like fresh air in my system. I think that will be all that I have. I think that I've kind of aired out all my jokes there.
Thanks, Emily. That was awesome.
Thank you.
It's so cool to have you. I feel like the quarantine situation is comedy gold, right? Like I feel like the comedians are going bonkers right now, right? So this could go on forever, and you guys would be like, "Yeah, keep it coming, quarantine material forever." Oh, that's cool. Thanks, Emily. I'm gonna pin myself back there. Cool. So we're gonna keep the why move away from the comedy vibe when it's treating us so well. So we're gonna shoot over back across the country to New York City. Yeah, and we're the home of the original Talk Cards, and we're bringing on a very funny man. Andrew Chavone is coming right to your screen right now. There he is. Hey, Andrew.
Thank you, everybody.
Welcome.
Woo!
Ow! Quarantine to keep going for material. Material about Disney World, being outside, going to a bar, having fun. Done. I'm quarantined with my girlfriend right now, and I've learned new things about her. Like, she's good at puzzles and hates the way I breathe. We're finding out new things. I didn't know I breathed wrong until the quarantine.
Yeah.
She was like, we were in bed, and she's like, "Can you stop that?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "The breathing." I'm like, "You want me to die?" So I've been self-conscious about it, and I realized, she is the one that breathes wrong. Not me. She's messier than me, which is. I used to date a neat freak, and she would yell at me, and I'd be like, I don't know what your problem is. And now I date somebody messier than me. I'm like, I know exactly what the problem is. Yes. It's like an insult. A mess is is not nice. Like when you smell, you're like, that's not a big deal. But when somebody else smells, you're like, that's offensive. I heard in Wuhan after quarantine, there was immediately like a ton of divorces. Yeah. I could see why. It's going to be really interesting divorce courts. Like in Marriage Story, there's going to be that scene where they're like in front of the judge, but now it's going to be a lawyer saying, "Hey, Your Honor, clearly this person chews weird." So, divorce.
But really.
Yeah. A lot of people are starting a podcast now. My friend started a podcast, and I'm the only one that listens to it. I also have a friend that's sad. He sent me an email, and he said, "I checked the stats today, and it's still you." And I wrote back, I'm like, "Do you spend a lot of time on the podcast?" And he said, "Oh, yeah." So I was, well, instead of doing the podcast, why don't you just call me? I was like, I would promise not to talk back. This is about true crime, you guys. I mean, true crime now is not even exciting. There's like literally thousands of people dying in the news. I'm like, all right, I don't care about a guy from Idaho who got murdered, but he'll like promote it on his Twitter. He'll write a post that says, "Hear me talk about the Cleveland torso murders," and he'll get no like response except for me, and I'll say, "Did you do it?" And he doesn't like that. He'll also use the same account just to complain about Postmates. So he'll my Postmates guy was late, and then he'll now have another tweet that says, "Never believe who was beheaded in Texas." And then I'll say again, was it the Postmates guy? I'm gonna do an episode about how you actually killed somebody. I used to have bad jobs before quarantine. One time I worked in an office where I sneezed. No one around me said "bless you," but out of habit, I still said "thanks." You guys ever done this? It was super weird. No one said anything, and until this guy that worked next to me said, "Wow, I didn't know you were so sarcastic." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I was doing." I wasn't being weird. And then, like, in that same job, I bumped into a broom and I said, "Excuse me, sir." And then I realized it was a mop, and I said, "I mean, ma'am." And the same guy popped up and said, "Killed it again, dude." The worst thing that ever happened to me at a job is one time my boss brought his wife to meet everybody at work. And when she met me, she went for the kiss on the cheek hello, but I couldn't read it. And we ended up kissing right on the mouth.
Oh.
I got some. And super weird. Everyone saw. My boss gives me a dirty look. I give him a scared look. And I kiss him on the mouth too. No one said anything about it. And then I got promoted.
Nice.
You gotta climb the ladder. My girlfriend has red hair, and when I first started dating her, my friend was like, "I didn't know you were into redheads," and I'm colorblind, so I didn't know I was into them either. I thought I was into one type of hair, the hair everyone had. So I told my friend, I'm colorblind, and he was like, "Oh, does that mean you're like good at math and counting cards, like other autistic people?" I'm like, what? No. I was like, autism. It's colorblind. Colorblind doesn't even have anything to do with my brain. It has to do with the rods and cones in my eye. And then he just heard me passionately talk about shapes. And he's like, "Oh, so you're definitely autistic." I think, the 2 comics ago, the guy was talking about how Corona beer is going, no one's buying it. They might go out of business.
Yeah.
They think it gives them the virus. Am I breaking up here?
You did for a split second, but now you're good.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, no one's buying Corona beer, and it makes sense because the same thing happened to Ebola Cola. And okay, hey, that's my time. Thank you so much.
That was awesome, man. So this isn't going to be awkward at all. We're going to now have Andrew's girlfriend. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was the girlfriend you were talking about. Right.
Yeah. I'll step out. She'll step in.
Oh, sweet. So we're gonna keep the laughs going with
you're stepping out forever.
with hold on. with Maddie Smith, who's not only Andrew's girlfriend, but I'm just hold on, Maddie. I'm making sure you're pinned. I think you're pinned. Yeah. Cool. But also hilarious, and you may know Maddie from Late Afternoon. Is that what it's called?
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Famous YouTube talk show.
It's amazing.
You guys can watch it. My ex-boyfriend and I make it together.
Yeah.
Listen, I thought I was going to be doing stand-up, but I guess I'm here to defend my cleanliness. To offer some 2 cents and say that this guy doesn't pick up either, okay? So it's a mess on top of a mess. And he works in his room all day, and he comes out, and then he acts like, "Oh, I did it all." But you know what? That's your mess from yesterday that you didn't fucking clean up. So you can eat my ass, and you can make your own fucking dinner tonight. So, this is quarantine in general for the couple. Oh, man, it's hard. I wish I had a suburban home in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's hard in New York City. Doesn't New York suck? Can you guys clap if you live in New York out there? Clap if you live in New York City. Okay. If I can see you. Michael, no, you don't.
I know. I just wanted to support you.
Oh my God, everyone's losing their minds. I'm actually on your page, Michael. I'm not having a good week either. And like first few weeks, I was like, "What's up? Inside content," and I'm like, I can't do it anymore. And I'm in New York City, and my mom texted me, and she was like, I have no symptoms, and my mom was like, "I recommend you get tested for coronavirus." And I was like, well, once again, I will be unable to meet your unrealistic expectations of me because that is impossible to do. And I've been losing track of time. The only way I knew it was 7 p.m. today was when I heard people clapping outside. I was like, okay, I guess it's time to wake up. Bad person. I should be clapping too, but I don't have windows, so I can't hear me when. Oh, I do, but it faces a brick wall. And bricks are essential for dude. So I'm gonna do jokes that are not about Corona because I'm tired of giving it my effort. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna do some regular old stuff. How's that sound to you guys? Pretty good?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Woo!
I like this guy with the LA something hat. He looks very happy.
He is very happy.
Smile. There he is. Hi. Okay. So I live in New York City and it fucking sucks, dude. I have an existential crisis once a week. Once a week, I'm like, I'm done. I'm packing up. I'm leaving. But I never leave, right? Because at the end of the day, I can't afford the tolls. So we are $14. Got to start a GoFundMe to get to New Jersey. I'm just still not used to. I've been here 4 years, and there's so much wealth here. There's so many attractive people, and it's hard for me because I'm from a place where I was considered pretty hot. Yeah. I'm from Buffalo. Yeah, what's up? There I was a 10. In New York, I'm homeless. So, quite embarrassing, actually. And if you guys don't, I know a couple people are from around there, but if you don't know Buffalo, it's in Central Europe, and super far away. It's a sort of place where you don't realize it's shitty until you leave. You know, like growing up in Buffalo, I thought I was normal. My mom's a nurse, my dad's a polar bear, but then I got to New York and I was like shocked with the indoor plumbing, you know? And 4 years, and to this day, when I tell people I'm from Buffalo, they look at me like I'm a refugee. Like, I told a guy in a bar and he was like, oh my God, if I lived in Buffalo, I would kill myself. And I was like, dude, you just told me you live in Newark. You can step outside and someone will do that for you, right? I guess that's also true for New York now, but
Oh.
Corona joke. Okay?
Yeah. Yes.
You know what? Me and that man, we had sex. So
In New York?
what's up, Grandma? You're still here?
Oh.
Here we are again, talking about my snatch. So she doesn't even know what that word means. Snatch? What is that? A coin purse? Oh man. Oh, there's one little guy. Is that? Oh, that's that guy. That's the guy who was on before. Now he's so tiny with his background.
He shrunk.
Like a thimble. I love it. That's what it feels like. You do your 15 minutes of work and then you just shrink back and whatever the fuck you're doing. Awful TV shows. Oh man. Dude, I'm doing better now, but I was really, really poor when I first moved to New York City because you guys know if you don't live in New York, if you have $1, it goes way further than it does in New York City, right? Like in upstate New York, you can easily get married, settle down, and buy a county. But in New York City, you can't live like that. And when I first moved here, I couldn't afford a bed, so I had to sleep on an air mattress for 6 months.
Oof.
Clap if you ever slept on an air mattress for 6 months. Oh
Okay.
shit! Not 6 months.
Not 6 months.
How long?
Like a month.
A month? Okay, so you're on half as many antidepressants. A month is like sad, but not fully sad. 6 months is like, holy shit, you gotta leave. You gotta. I don't know if you guys are okay with dark jokes, and if you're not, then I apologize. But
Yeah.
and this is kind of, should I say it?
Yeah.
Should I just say it?
Yeah.
But it's gonna be dark.
It's okay.
Air mattresses, and you have no say in what I do. I wouldn't not. I just like to ask if it's okay. And then after I say it, I'll be like, well, I asked. But air mattresses in your 20s are a lot like pregnancies. Because after a week, you're like, I'm getting rid of this.
Oh.
And
Yikes.
then after 4 months, you're like, guess it forever. I see you laughing, but I have no idea what's going on in the YouTube. I don't want to know. Okay? I do this for me. Oh my God, air mattresses are so sad. I get PTSD with, it's literally rock bottom because your back hits the floor at 4 a.m. That's how bad it is. And I would pull up old commercials of memory foam. Remember memory foam commercials?
Yeah.
Where the woman jumps up and down on the mattress and she's pretty and the wine glass doesn't move. Remember those
Yeah.
commercials? I'll
Yeah.
tell you this right now. On the air mattress, the SpaghettiOs move. Oh my God. What a nightmare. right, I'll do one more joke and get out of here. Did that air mattress abortion joke freak you guys out too much? I would just let you know I have an IUD, so I never had one.
Okay.
Me and my boyfriend back there, well, ex-boyfriend. We used to have a lot of raw sex last year. Anyway, one more time. Now, what's going on back here? Mr. Messy. Once I get out of the Zoom chat, for me, and then the neighbors will be concerned. Then they'll be like, God, you guys live here? That's crazy. When my boyfriend and I used to have sex, we tried role playing once. I don't know if anyone's here ever role played, but it was really embarrassing because the first time we did it, like you have to kind of do it a few times to get it right. You guys know what role playing is? It's when you like pretend you like within a week of dating a guy, I'm like, oh, I'm pretending you're a woman, but like you have to do it a few times to get it right. And the first time my boyfriend and I tried role playing like a year ago, this is embarrassing. It actually ended up not working out because we both wanted to be the pizza guy. It's so awkward, right? I should have got role playing for dummies because I showed up at his door all sexy and I was like, hello, pizza time. And then from behind me I heard footsteps. Turned around, he's right there. He's like, that's right. And I was like, hey, what are you doing? You're supposed to be And he was like, the question is, what are you doing? Because I didn't see you on the schedule today.
Oh, God.
What schedule? He's like, hello, Domino's? By the way, we're both naked in the hallway. Okay. I'm like, can you stop doing this? He's like, fine. Are we going to have sex or not? I'm like, oh, now it's an HR issue, isn't it? Oh, man. You guys have been so fun. If you want to watch my YouTube show, it's called Late Afternoon. There was supposed to be a new episode out today. It's supposed to be Mondays and Thursdays, but you know what? I forgot to give a fuck.
I feel you.
New one coming out tomorrow, and there's 3 out already if you want to catch up. And if not, all good. I truly am fine with whatever you do. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Maddie.
Lots of
Maddie,
Buffalo
can
love
people
on YouTube.
catch you? Lots of Buffalo love on the YouTube right now.
Oh, that's great. I actually
But
do like Buffalo.
can people catch you on another show sometimes?
I am actually on a real show, too.
Yeah, on Wild and Out.
Isn't that great how I lead with my YouTube show?
Yeah.
That
Where
I am
can
on.
people
I
see
am
you?
on MTV's Wild and Out.
Sweet.
I think it's on every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Actually, the season finale is next Tuesday, but if you turn on like MTV or VH1, it'll always be Wild and Out.
Sweet.
So if you happen to be a 16-year-old in high school, you'll love the show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Maddie. Woo! All right, we're gonna pin me for a second, and so we're gonna move from New York City up to Maine, and we're gonna switch. We're gonna shift away from comedy into drama. We can still hear you guys arguing about who's messier. So we're gonna switch to Maine. All right, someone text Maddie and tell her we can hear them. Can you guys hear that we can hear you? Okay, cool. Yes. So this next gentleman, both Rachel and I worked with. What is it now? 3 or 4 years ago. This young man is an extremely talented actor, writer. All right, we're gonna hold on. Hold on, Eli. We're gonna try to get Maddie to mute herself. Hold on. Oh, I can mute her, right? Okay, they're muted. Okay, cool. Eli is someone that Rachel and I worked with. We got to work with on a couple of shows while Eli was in high school, and Eli is now in college and going through what a lot of folks in college are going through with some online learning. But Eli, we reconnected recently, and Eli is a very special person to Rachel and I. We, like I said, we work together, and and we really felt like Eli was the reason that we started the Outer Loop and do the work we do, because when we see really bright, young, talented, driven theater artists of all kind, but especially theaters, being that we're a theater company, when we see young artists, that all they really need is their voice elevated a little, give them an opportunity here or there, and just some support. It's people like Eli that really make us feel good about doing what we do.
Big love for Eli on the YouTube.
Oh, big love for Eli on the YouTube. Apparently, in anticipation, Eli. There's already some big love on the YouTube.
Lots of love. for Eli.
Lots of Kenny Bunk love coming. So I'm gonna pin you, Eli. There you are.
According to YouTube, the man, the myth, the legend.
The man, the myth, the legend, according to YouTube, Eli. So Eli's coming to everyone, and I think Eli's gonna do a couple monologues, one original and one by a famous person that we probably all have heard of before, right?
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Cool.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello. I have what I would call pretty bad performance anxiety
That's cool.
and fear of inadequacy. So hopefully I'll do okay.
We love you, and apparently YouTube loves you already.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. All right. First piece I'll do is something I've been working on for a little bit. Hopefully part of a larger piece, but it's a monologue from a piece I'm calling Sincere.
Cool.
So I'll get right into it.
Awesome.
I wanted to see you. I wanted to talk to you. I wonder if you even remember, because I can't stop thinking about it. Every chance I get, I picture you. I don't know if it's intentional. I imagine what I could have done, how things could have gone. This sounds dramatic, doesn't it? I hate it when I do that. I'm not trying to seem insincere. I suck at talking. I'm sorry. I'm trying so hard to make this sound meaningful, but I need to get this off my chest. I really loved you. I swear to fucking God I did, as much as any dumb, idiotic, stupid high schooler could. That feeling, that cliche, that stupid feeling, I felt it all the time. I never thought I could feel like that. So young, so alive, so alone. You don't realize what you are, who you are. You never will. This thing that keeps playing back inside my mind, it's gonna stay there. No one will ever know, except me. I don't know why I'm still holding on to this. I'm sorry, it still gives me that feeling. That incredible feeling, if I think about it enough. If I think about you enough. I wonder if you think about it. If you think about me. Do you? I wish I'd talked to you more. I wish I wasn't so afraid. I wish I'd been more. I'm not saying that I deserved your love or that I was worth your time. But no matter how fucking hard I try, I can't stop thinking about it. Do you remember? When you saved my life. That one message. No one else even knows how much you did. Thank you. I think what I'm trying to say is thank you. I didn't mean to talk for this long. I hate it when I do that. I'm done.
Wow, man, that was really nice, Eli. Really, really nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Really nice.
And then we have something well known, which is Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. I didn't want to. I don't know. I feel bad for doing it.
Why?
But it's memorized and the best I could do short notice. So
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I never heard it. Who wrote that? No, I'm kidding. I'm totally
What
kidding.
play is that from?
What play is that from?
Bill Shakespeare.
Billy Shakes.
Boy.
And I will do my best to, not mess up. Here I go.
Oh, sweet. Psyched.
What soft? What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, and she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. It's not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there? They in her head. The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars, as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, I might touch that cheek. Thank you.
Wow, man. Really, really good, Eli. So strong. Really communicating what's going on in that piece really well.
Yeah,
Thank-
Eli.
Rachel's cheering from the corner over there.
Woo-hoo.
Love you, Rachel.
YouTube wants you to take your shirt off.
Did you hear that?
Apparently you did it in the play.
Oh, apparently you took your shirt off in the play, and the YouTube was screaming for that again. But
Yeah,
this is a children's program. No, Eli, that was really impressive, and it's really to see what training you're getting, and from when the last time we worked together, which was already impressive, and to see what you're doing now. I hope you're feeling like you're growing as an actor, because you definitely are.
It's no John Proctor, but I'm doing my best.
Ah, come on, man. Man, John Proctor, boy, that was something. Yeah, that was good stuff. Awesome, Eli. Thank you so much.
course.
I'm gonna unpin you. So, Sergio, give us a second here. Miles, what's the best way to, if we want to get Sergio and us on the same screen, just the two of us? Do we have to make a chat room, or can everyone else mute their video? Do you know the answer? Oh, you're muted. Do you know that answer?
Oh, if everyone else just stopped.
Yeah, I think if the rest of us
Stop your video.
I mean, if the rest of us get off, you could just gallery view you two. That's the only thing I can think of.
Oh, okay. Or what if you just stopped your video?
And then you do hide.
And if I stop my video, I think it just does that.
Oh, okay. Well, can I hide?
You can hide participants who are on the video.
Oh, hide non-video participants. So if Miles,
We are
Emily,
learning.
and Eli can just stop your video but stay on, and then I'll just hide you temporarily so that we can all be on. Oh, look at that. And then do gallery view. Thanks, Miles. Sweet. Look at that. So everyone, this is an amazing human that we are very honored to have with us, Sergio Castillo, who is a way back day one OG Talk Hard veteran from way back. A writer, actor, director, filmmaker, poet. Just like, the man is a genius at everything he does. We've seen his plays in New York. We've read his plays. We've read his screenplays. He's one of those special artists that you get the opportunity to work with once in a while, and we're really we're lucky to reconnect this way, and it was really cool to be
One
able
of the
to.
gifts of this interesting situation.
Yeah, it really is. Welcome, Sergio.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad to be back with you guys. I'm really, it's really good to see you
That's
and
cool.
participate in during this crisis.
Yeah.
So,
Did you want to?
do you want me to talk about the?
I thought, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to frame the screenplay? We're going to
Yeah.
read a few scenes from your screenplay, so if you want to frame it for everyone.
Yeah, we're gonna read it. Yeah. Well, For reasons I won't go into, I actually didn't really work in 2019 at all. But the night before Christmas Eve, I couldn't sleep in my apartment, so I took my small notebook and went to a bar, and then started writing and didn't stop for 2 weeks. So this is kind of a screenplay that kind of just poured out of me. I didn't have a treatment, I didn't have an outline, I didn't have a concept. Had a couple of characters, but that was about it. So this is definitely just fresh from my mind. The situation is a little loosely based on a short film Rachel and I did a couple of years ago, which you can see on YouTube. It's called "Have You Ever Been with a Latin Guy?" You can YouTube that.
It's
And
amazing.
She's very
It's pretty
brilliant. She's funny, really
it's-
funny in it,
It's good.
and I highly recommend it. It's really good, and I shouldn't say that because I did it, but
You can say that.
You can say it.
yeah, okay, it's really good.
It's true.
But this is a story about a woman who recently had her heart broken and is trying to choose between 3 different men, and they all kind of represent something different. And this is the one of the characters who's her name is Rebecca. His name is Camilo. He works in the kitchen at a club she performs at. And she's never really dated anyone from that we'll say economic class. So it's and I think you'll just figure it out as we go along for this first scene.
Okay. So I'll be
This would be like their first date.
great. So we're in Sunset Park. Rebecca and Camilo walk side by side down a concrete path that is in between 2 rows of trees. The park is active. Many different people are doing many different things, including a large group of elderly Chinese women doing light but succinct choreography. Kids are playing in the playground. Rebecca and Camilo both have a cup of coffee in hand.
Tengo or tenga un problema with the movimiento en Chiapas, Mexico. No, creo, I don't think el estado es.
Rebecca, why are you talking like that?
Estoy practicando mi español porque es importante en este país. No quiero. ¿Quieres practicar?
Please stop. Are you originally from New York?
I'm actually from Connecticut.
That makes sense.
What?
Nothing.
I went to school in Chicago for music, and that's where I met my ex. We knew each other for a long time before we started dating. I was there for a while, and then he got a job out here, and I decided to follow him, so I've been out here for about 4 years now.
Do you like it?
I don't romanticize New York. It's a city. It's fine.
What did you expect?
I wanted that gritty, run-of-the-mill, graffiti everywhere, kick you in the ass New York. I wanted to live in a shitty apartment that was a shitty building, but my neighbors would all be musicians and artists and radicals, and we'd all be poor together. I wanted a centralized concoction of freaks and weirdos. Instead, I got Lena Dunham's Williamsburg. It sucks.
So New York in the 70s.
Wouldn't that have been more exciting?
I come from poverty. I don't romanticize it.
There's a pause between them. She wasn't expecting that response, but takes it in. They walk past a young white homeless singer, 25, with a banjo. His clothes are old, checkered, and faded. He wears black framed glasses. He sits leaning against a tree. He sings as he plays his banjo. He sings and plays The Debt I Owe by Woody Guthrie. I feel like a piece of crushed wreckage, some smashed car in a salvage yard, a vision of an old newspaper blown across an old Navy yard. I think what I thought of this morning. I think what I thought of at 3. I owe more debt than I can pay back, more money than I'll ever see.
I didn't mean it like that. Okay, that sounded super white privilegey and awful. No, what I meant was like community. There's no sense of community in New York anymore. It's not a haven for working class artists the way that it used to be.
Well, yeah, that's just gentrification.
And it's not just here, it's everywhere. You can't escape it. We're stuck at this corporate progressivism or whatever they want to call it. It's all cultural fascism.
Yeah, and I don't see a practical solution.
This is why I like to hang out with anarchists and Marxists all the time.
Well, that explains the rhetoric.
Seems like you're familiar with it.
My parents were communists.
That's interesting.
Not as interesting as it sounds.
Are you from New York?
I am not. I'm from California.
Long way from home. How long have you been in the city?
Almost 10 years. I guess I was also looking for a community and never found it.
Well, painting is such an autonomous art form.
Yeah, but I was in love with jazz when I first moved to New York City. I was going to conquer the streets of New York with my trumpet. I was thinking I could be this generation's Miles or Train, but I got a rude awakening pretty quickly.
It must have been pretty hard to give up.
Yeah, it was.
My father was a painter. Up until he got sick, he used to paint me abstract paintings for my birthdays. I still have some of them.
I do that too, but that's just because I'm cheap and can't afford to buy people real presents.
I'm sure that was his reasoning too. So, what's with your shoes? Why do you have duct tape wrapped around them? Is that like a new thing people are doing?
No, I just haven't received my paycheck for this week.
Right. I'm glad I came out here today. This is nice.
Yeah. Maybe we can have dinner sometime.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like that.
Nice. And you guys should work together more.
Yes, we really should.
You do. Yeah,
I want to come back to New York.
you're
Come to
se-
Chicago or DeKalb. We're in DeKalb. It's cornfields.
Yeah, man.
It's fine.
Also, you're
And this was actually one of the last scenes in the script.
the next one.
Yes, this next scene we're about to read. This is the scene where she actually she finds out her another guy, like kind of her sort of boyfriend, she caught sleeping with her sister. So she runs to Camilo's apartment after she actually rejected him earlier in the piece. So she's kind of coming to him as a last resort. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
And if we can start at like 110, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
With the-
if you could.
With Camilo opens his front door.
Yeah.
Great. So we're in Camilo's apartment. Camilo opens his front door and turns on the light. He leaves it open and leaves Rebecca at the doorway. She scans the apartment from where she stands. She sees that the apartment is completely clean. The only mess she sees is that there are more than a dozen paintings on canvases on the floor. There's not a single blank one. They're all colorful. The paintings are of both modern indigenous Maya art and symbols, Maya art and symbols, and a few abstract pieces. She notices the Chichen Itza pyramid painting, and it is finished. Camilo puts his bag of hot food on the kitchen counter. He takes off his coat and casually tosses it to the side. Rebecca watches him. He walks back over to her and stands in front of her with one hand on the door, basically blocking her ability to enter his apartment.
I love your place. It's nice.
How do you know where I live?
I got your address from Emma. She found it on the club's payroll. I hope that's okay.
It makes me pretty uncomfortable, to be honest.
Sorry.
It's late. What do you want?
You know what would be really great? If I could use your bathroom?
I don't imagine you'll be here that long. What do you want?
I seriously had one of the worst days of my life today. Can you please just be nice to me? Please.
Moments later, Camilo sits on his bed waiting for Rebecca. He listens to Turiya and Ramakrishna by Alice Coltrane on his phone. Rebecca walks out of the bathroom. She's led by her curiosity of the music. It's not a song she's heard before. Camilo turns off the music on his phone when he finally notices her walking out of the bathroom. He leaves his phone on his mattress. He stands when she comes out. Rebecca becomes uncomfortable by the silence and has to break it.
Are these the new pieces that you were telling me?
I really want to know why you're here.
I broke up with Josh today. Like, officially. I told him I couldn't move to Shanghai with him.
Okay.
I haven't heard from you. I came home tonight after work and caught my sister having sex with my boyfriend.
With Josh?
No, not Josh. Dante, another guy I've been seeing.
Seriously?
I never told you about him?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I'm so angry. I can't even look at her. I honestly thought I was going to throw up.
There are plenty of places you can go to grieve. This isn't my problem.
Please, don't talk to me that way.
You come knocking on my door in the middle of the night. It's well past 3, by the way. So now would be a good time to tell me why it is you're here.
I wanted to apologize to you. I've been very unfair to you. You didn't deserve to be treated like that. I can't think straight when I'm around you.
Why?
You're not the type of person I would normally be attracted to.
Excuse me?
You don't fit the description of someone I would have sex with.
Oh my god.
Okay, wait, that came out so bad.
Did I ever do something to offend you?
No!
Because I have no idea why you're being so cruel to me.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Fuck, I can't talk right when I'm with you. You make me incredibly nervous.
About what?
You're such a special person to me. Ever since we first met, and I'm scared of losing that. I don't want to lose what we have. I don't want to lose you.
You're sleeping with someone else.
That's done, obviously. And it was never serious. With you, it would be serious. That's what I was afraid of. I wasn't ready. Not for you. Not for this. Could you let me know if you feel the same way? If you don't, it's fine. You can tell me to piss off after the way I treated you. I need to know.
It's late. Do you want to get some rest?
Camilo gets into his bed and lies on top of his sheets. He takes his phone and starts playing P.S. I Love You by Billie Holiday. He puts his phone to the side. Rebecca joins him. She climbs into his arms and rests her head on him. She begins to weep. She buries her face in his chest. He kisses her head gently. Through her tears, she decides to start kissing him on the cheek. She then kisses him hard on the lips and starts to undo his belt. He calmly stops her with his hand. He whispers into her ear.
It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to.
She sits up and grabs his hand. She brings it to her mouth and kisses it gently. She then holds it against her heart.
You're so beautiful.
They both smile as happily as they can. Nice. Really nice, man. Really nice work.
Really nice writing.
Really nice writing. I mean, your dialogue, that's why it's like, you know, like two people who haven't worked together or read this together in how many years, and then it's just your dialogue is so well written, it's so easy to cold read, right?
Yeah. Very, very human.
Yeah, and the pictures you paint with your camera directions and just your writing in general, like I just feel like I'm there. You know, I can see the apartment, I can see the doorway. It's really nice. And we read some of this years ago? I feel like in an earlier draft.
Part of it is from.
Oh, is from the other film, right? Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't intentionally do that at first, but then it worked right in terms of comedy in the middle of it. Because she's sort of this character is how to put it. She's kind of a non-intentionally racist.
Sure.
Kind of like white liberal racism.
Yeah, sure.
she'll say something and she won't really realize it's racist, or she'll catch herself and go,
Sure.
"Oh shit, that shouldn't," you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like being around Camilo specifically kind of brings that out, and it's just because she likes him and is nervous around him.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in a sense, she's like a blues guitarist. She has like her room is filled with like pictures of like all these incredible black woman singers. Her duo partner is a black trans woman. You know, she plays blues music, and so she's very, in terms, it's very diversely. Culturally diverse for
Yeah.
New York City,
Yeah.
but she's also a leftist of some sort, but doesn't necessarily associate with the lower class.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things I'm trying to comment on the play, is about like race and gender and class and privilege and entitlement, and it's sort of trying to incorporate all those themes into the film.
That's awesome, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, I hope did it sound? Did you hear what you needed to hear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I do.
Keep it up.
Keep it up, man. Awesome. Keep bringing. Yeah, I mean, keep bringing scenes every week.
And I think
Yes,
it's I want to hear what you guys think about it. So
Yeah, no, we're gonna
Yeah.
read the whole thing.
Yeah, I
and-
got notes.
Absolutely. Rachel's got notes already. Can we get if everyone's still there? Could we get everyone back to like unstop your video? Oh, sweet. We got Eli. We got Emily. We got Miles. I think we lost Maddie and Andrew, but that was really great, you guys. Thank you so much. That was like that's what Talk Art is. I like it really is. I hope that it it did for you what it's supposed to do. It definitely did for me. Like I feel like this is why we do what we do, and especially at this time, like I feel like we need this. And like Emily was saying, it's so weird, right? Like we're doing this stuff that we do normally like in person, but I guess the silver lining is we can still do it and we can still connect. And I guess, like it'll be this way for a while and we'll keep doing it. So yeah, I mean, thank you, all of you, for doing this. Everyone is welcome anytime. We're going to do it every Thursday night. So, everyone's welcome anytime. Thanks everyone on the YouTube
YouTube.
machine. YouTube's blowing up from everything. Thanks so much for everybody for watching. And if anybody's watching or any of you who are participating, if you know anyone else who wants to workshop stuff, musicians, writers, actors, directors, comedians, anyone, like this is a safe space and a place to work some stuff out. Let us know. We're happy to put people in next week's lineup, or we have a few weeks out already that people are planning. So yeah, let us know. You're welcome anytime, every week, every other week, all the time. Stay safe, stay home, stay clean, wash your hands, do all the things. We love you all. Thank you so much. I really am so grateful to have you guys here.
Thanks, guys.
Rachel says thanks from
Yeah,
the
take it
corner.
easy.
We'll see
Good to see
everybody
you.
soon. Take
See
care.
you next week.
Notes coming soon, Sergio. Good to see you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.